We are excited to talk to AEG Sports COO and LA Kings COO Kelly Cheeseman. I think we're ready for him. Chris is giving me the thumbs up. Awesome. Kelly, are you there?
I think so. Am I here?
We can hear you. Thanks so much for taking the time to chat with us.
I'm so far from you guys.
What was that?
I'm so far from you guys right now. I'm all of 200 feet down the hallway. Right. So
it's a little muffled, but I can hear you. We have missed seeing you. Right. I always bump into you at Staples Center. It has been way too long. What have you been up to since March?
Whew. What have we not been up to? I mean, this has been a crazy time for all of us. I mean, it's been way too long. We can't wait to get back to the building and playing Kings hockey. I mean, going through the playoffs, watching some hockey was really exciting. But right now we're just focused on trying to get back to playing Kings hockey. And that's been a long process to go through, and making sure that our staff is safe, our players are safe, and our fans are safe has been the key thing for us.
Kings fans have a ton of questions. We all do, regarding this upcoming season, when it's starting, if fans can't be at games. There's so many unknowns. What can you tell us about everything that you know up until this point?
Yeah, there's still a lot to be determined right now. I mean, I think we got to leave that up to the commissioner to make his official statements. And it comes down to the government still, and the governor and the state determine when we can get back into our building. So there's not a lot of details we have yet. We're working through a lot of different scenarios, from full fans to limited capacities to potential other scenarios that could be fanless, like we've seen in other sports. So it's been a lot of scenario planning. And I don't have any key updates to date, but for our season ticket members, the one thing everybody should know is that we're committed to being flexible for all of our season ticket members. We've worked through our membership protection program to assure that everybody has options when it comes to their payments and credits going into future years if we have games that are impacted, and we'll continue to do that all the way through.
So for people that were thinking about becoming a season ticket member this season, what's that going to look like now? And what incentives will there be for season ticket members?
Yeah, it's essentially the same. I mean, if you're looking into becoming a season ticket member, the key is that you're looking at the future. I was listening to Jesse talk about the team, and I was getting excited during the prep here as he was talking about what's coming up. And for us, if you're investing in the season tickets, know that you're not only investing into what could be for next year, but it's for the longer term when things are back to a more normal world. So it's a great opportunity to get in, get great locations. We'll continue to have flexibility going through potential limited fan capacities, and season ticket members will get first access to all those.
All right, shifting gears over to the draft for a second. Obviously, it's a very exciting day. We love draft day. And we finished on such a high note back in March. We had won 7 straight games. We have these young guys that are really making some big plays. What can you tell us about the current state of the team?
Yeah, I mean, that last 7 games was awesome. Obviously, we saw our veterans step up and play really good there, but I was really excited about Mikey Anderson coming in, Cal Peterson making an impact, and Gabe Velarde getting to the lineup. I mean, that was a lot of those guys were from our 2017 draft, and Cal Peterson was a player that Rob signed, from college free agency in his first year. So what we really saw there was the impact of the starting of the building process. So when you're looking at 11 additional picks adding into that number 1 prospect pool for this year, like Jesse talked about before, that's incredibly exciting for us. But more importantly, over the last 3 years, we have 17 of our 25 picks signed. So you're starting to see a lot of new pros, a lot of new fresh blood coming into the organization, and that those players will get intertwined with Kopitar, Doughty, Quick, Brown, Carter, and hopefully they can get a championship pedigree built in.
Are you going to give us any predictions of what you think is going to happen today? Is that allowed? I don't even know. Putting you on the spot here.
I'll let
Okay.
Jesse make those predictions. He did a pretty good job over there, but that's above my pay grade to give you guys.
I do have one quick
predictions and
question
leaks.
about it, though, Kelly. Obviously, when the draft lottery happened and we found out that the Kings would be taking second overall, that was a great moment of excitement for the organization. Was there a tipping point over the following months where you got tired of people asking you who they would take?
Maybe that's where the being socially distanced away from everybody has helped us a little bit. Either way, I think Craig Button nailed it right from the get-go, is that we knew we were going to get an elite player and we couldn't go wrong. So, adding a number 2 overall pick to our lineup as it currently stands, we know we're going to get an elite player that can make a huge impact on our roster. So, yeah, it's been a lot of questions. Luckily, maybe that's, maybe some days I would like that to be my job, to be asked more hockey questions. But, a lot of times I got to deal with more of the business side of what's been going on here during the pandemic.
All right, Kelly, one more question for you before we let you go today. The Kings this summer started a inclusion initiative as part of the LA Sports Alliance. What more can you tell us on that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's been a very impactful summer. I mean, going through the pandemic, going through the issues that we've had with social justice, and the opportunity to really take a deep look within everybody in society right now has allowed us to also look at what we can do within our organization, with our fan base, and how we can make an impact. We spent about a month of planning, listening, learning, and talking to our players and a number of different resources to build an inclusion initiative that helped us move towards making a bigger impact, and with systemic racism issues within the city, but more importantly, creating an inclusive environment for our fans as we grow as an organization. And that's an environment that's representative of LA. I think as we raise our next Stanley Cup, we want that parade to be a lot bigger, a lot more inclusive, and a lot more fans. And I think that's going to take a lot of effort, and it goes into a lot of different approaches, from looking at how we hire, recruit, develop, train, to how we work with youth hockey and ice sports, to how we look at building programs for our fans, and promoting voting. Taking a big month here where we've opened up Staples Center as a voting polling station for 11 days at Staples Center to allow people to vote and say their voice here. So it's critical that as an organization we do that, as a company we do that, and we're going to be committed to it for the long haul.
Great stuff from you, Mr. Cheeseman. As always, thanks again for your time today, and go Kings go.
That Mr.
That was
Cheeseman's
so formal. I know. I don't know where that came from.
I appreciate that.
We'll see you soon, Kelly.
I appreciate.
Thanks, Kelly.